I wanted to talk to you about something that's really important in the um, pain reduction through mindfulness world, and that is the concept of beginning to reclaim safety and compassion in the body. So when we've lived in pain for a long time, the body starts to feel kind of like a battlefield, and we tend to tighten and brace and disconnect. But healing begins when we learn to come home to the body. So it's less like a battlefield and more like a refuge. And we begin that process slowly with gentleness and with compassion because we have to teach our nervous system that the body is a safe place to be. So, one of the first skills that we work on is called interoception. And that's just the perception, basically, of being able to feel what's happening inside our body, like our heartbeat, our lungs breathing, warmth, tightness, or ease, which is why in mindfulness we spend a lot of time with different sorts of body scans. Interoception is a really vital skill for beginning that journey back home to the body. A lot of times when we're in pain, we learn to ignore or be afraid of what's going in our body, so we want to shut it down. So this idea of paying more attention might feel foreign and it might feel scary. But all we're trying to do is get to a point where we're able to listen to what the body is saying, not even to fix or change it, but just to start building trust again. So the part of the purpose of the nervous system, its job is to scan the environment for safety or danger. And this happens, we're not even thinking about it, but it happens everywhere we go. The nervous system is like, am I safe? Am I in danger? Am I safe? Am I in danger? And this happens completely below your awareness. If your brain picks up something that it perceives as dangerous, like a movement or a memory or even a thought, it can start to turn on the pain alarm. Um, and this is called pain, fear, pain cycle, the pain, fear, pain cycle. So we can begin to shift this. There's a theory called polyvagal theory um, that teaches us that when we practice safe, gentle, mindful attention, we can actually guide our nervous system um, out of fear and into safety. So when I say practice safe, gentle, mindful attention, that sounds a lot like the definition of mindfulness. And this is why I think mindfulness and what we know about fear, tension, and pain relief go so well together. The other thing that we'll be covering is called pendulation and titration. So, pendulation is gently moving our awareness between what feels challenging and what feels safe. And the body scan I'm going to lead in a few minutes will include some pendulation. So I'll introduce that to you in kind of um, a small little body scan that you can practice this week. Titration is taking in an experience one drop at a time, one drop at a time. So your system never gets overwhelmed. So this means that we don't force the body, we invite it and we build capacity slowly and kindly. And just a few minutes or seconds of curiosity can begin to shift long held patterns. And then another thing that we'll be talking about coming up is it's called the window of tolerance. And that's kind of the sweet spot where your nervous system can stay present and responsive rather than shutting down or speeding up. So it's this window we have where we're not overloaded. Um, and the goal isn't to be calm all the time. The goal is to just notice where you are and then just bring yourself gently back into connection over and over again. And that's what healing really is. It's a relationship of trust moment by moment. So we'll be exploring some of these simple practices to help you feel safer in your body. Um, and just remember that it's not about being perfect. It's really about being present. And healing healing isn't something that happens when we push. It happens when we soften into what's going on right now and begin to build safety and presence inside that window of tolerance. So I'm going to lead a little body scan for you here that you can practice with this next week. And I hope this is helpful for you. So find a place where you can be comfortable and supported. You can lie back. Generally speaking, body scans are a nice excuse to lie down, I think. So you can enjoy that and find a comfortable place to be, maybe a pillow under your head or under your knees, maybe even a blanket. And as you begin to get comfortable, just really move around and spend a few moments to just really get the pillows in the right place. Get the blanket over your toes, your feet. Um, so spend a little bit of time. And then begin by taking some breaths and noticing that you're breathing. Turning your attention to the fact that you're breathing. And becoming aware of the weight of your body on cushions, chair, pillows, wherever those points of contact are between your body and another surface. With each breath, inviting your body to sink down and kind of surrender to those surfaces. Notice the places where your body is kind of tensed against that and see if you can just take a breath and then with the out breath, just allow the body to soften just a little bit more. Almost as if you can feel, as you soften, as if you can feel the weight of your body becoming heavier and being drawn down toward the earth. I'll just have you bring your attention to your head and face. Again, maybe you can feel the back of your head resting on a surface. Notice tension and tightness around the face and the head. Again, we're not here to try to fix anything, but just to take note, to notice, to be present to. But check it out if there's tension behind the eyes or the jaw. And maybe if you draw your attention down a little bit to the neck and the throat, you may find some tightness or tension there. And then following that awareness, that stream of attention to down the arms and into the hands and fingers. And then into the chest and the ribs, the abdomen, noticing holding, tension, tightness in the back, noticing where there's comfort, discomfort. And then in the hips and the pelvis, same thing, noticing if there's tension or tightness, or if there's the ability to just take a breath and soften a little bit more if that feels right. And then letting your awareness shift again and come down into the legs, both legs, the upper, the knees, the lower legs, and the ankles and the feet and the toes. Noting what's there, noting what's tight or tense or uncomfortable, taking in the whole span of the body now, the awareness of the entire scape, the landscape of feeling, sensation. And notice where in your body you're feeling some discomfort and or pain. That might be more than one place, but for now, pick a place that's calling to you the most. If you're not in discomfort or pain right now, wonderful. You can still do this exercise with us, just pendulating from one place to another. But if you are in pain or discomfort, what I'll ask you to do is um, notice where that is. So, say you're going to work with some knee discomfort or knee pain. Notice where that is. And then I'll ask you to pick 2 or 3 places in your body that are not experiencing pain right now. And I know I've been here myself. You might have to search for this, but maybe your ear isn't feeling pain or your elbow. Maybe there's pain in one shoulder, but not in the other. Maybe you're not feeling any pain in your hair. And so pick 3 things, 3 places where you can honestly, easily say that there's no pain there, that it feels pain-free. And then what we'll do for the next few minutes is just practice this pendulation. And so I'll be asking you to focus on the area of pain for a few seconds, and then breathe into an area that does not feel pain. And we'll shift back and forth. And this is the meaning of pendulation. And so, beginning then, go ahead and focus in on the area that you've decided to work with that is feeling some pain or discomfort. And spend a couple of breaths here just noticing quality of the sensation, If it's stabbing or dull or achy or sharp, burning, squeezing, pressure. And then how big is the pain? Is it really specific or is it kind of generalized up and down your leg or something? Literally the area that it's occupying. And then shift your attention so that you can go to one of those places that is not in pain. So if it's your ear, then see if you can breathe into your ear or send your breath or your awareness to that ear. And describe to yourself the qualities of your ear. Just noticing how big the ear is. If you can sense the ear on the side of your face, you can feel the bottom of your ear and the top of your ear, and the inside of your ear, the outside of your ear. Notice if you can feel anything else, coolness or warmth, anything else there in that area. And then with the next breath, letting that go and pendulating back to the area of pain or discomfort. And again, homing in on that sensation, the quality of the sensation. Sometimes it changes. Sometimes it can shift from sharp to dull. Different things can happen. So, how is it right now in this moment? What are you experiencing? How big is it? Has it gotten wider, smaller, narrower? Notice heat or warmth or coolness, clothing. And then with the next breath, pendulate over to another area that you had designated as pain-free. Maybe it's your hair or your elbow, whatever that is. Breathing your awareness into that place, feeling the texture, whether it's soft or hard, fleshy or bony, cool or warm, the shape of that area, whether there's clothing or air that you can sense on the skin of that area. And keep breathing into this area and out of this area. And the thing with pendulation is if you are in pain, say that's your knee, that will call your attention as you're trying to pendulate to this other area. And that's normal. That's completely normal. And so then just acknowledge, oh yes, knee, I see you. I understand that you're still hurting. And I'm going to bring my attention back to this other place for now. And so you'll be pendulating within these different areas as well. And so just noticing that pattern and continuing to breathe into this second area the best you can. This is an exercise, not a test. We're not pushing. We're learning how to create safety. And then coming back to the area of pain or discomfort again and noticing again what's happening now, not what was happening a couple minutes ago, but how is it now when you tune into that area? Has it intensified, gotten less? enlarged, gotten smaller? Has the quality of the discomfort changed in any way? Sharper, duller, more pressure, less pressure? Is there a color to your pain? And then another full breath. And then pendulate your attention to the third area that you had identified as being pain-free. And same thing, bring the breath, bring the awareness, bring your attention, bring your intention, breathing in and out of this region, wherever it is, noticing the quality of it. What does it feel like to tune into a part of your body that feels okay? Knowing that your attention may be distracted back down to the pain, that's fine. But then breathing in back to this other place of comfort and ease. Noticing the shape of this area of your body, the texture, whether it's bony or fleshy, whether it's warm or moist or cool, whether it's leaning on another surface, whether it's touching clothing, or if there's air flowing by it. Imagine that you could literally breathe right through that area and then exhale right back through. And just allow your brain and your nervous system to notice what it feels like for a place in your body to feel some ease. And then bringing your attention with the next breath back to the area of discomfort again. Breathing in through there and out through there. Inviting breath, inviting softness, but being perfectly attuned to what is. Listening. And then with the next breath, we'll pendulate out to the entire landscape of the body again. And notice if you can sense how vast that landscape is of taking in all of the sensation, the attunement, the attention, the mindfulness on the entire body. Areas of coolness, areas of warmth and pleasure and discomfort, ease, tension, all in the same body. And then with the next couple of breaths, maybe just sending a wish to all the parts of the body. May you experience ease. May you experience ease. May this be a safe place, this body. And I invite you to listen to this body scan a few times this week if you like, and see if you can begin to work with this concept on your own of pendulation, of being able to tune in to the place that needs some love and attention, and then tune into other places that have some ease, and see how it is to go back and forth, pendulate to one to the other, and then at the end, again, take in some uh, big breaths, full breaths, and see if you can Sense the entire landscape of your body with all of the areas of the body that are comfortable, uncomfortable, painful, at ease, tense, relaxed, and just noticing them all there as if you're looking at a landscape, um, a horizon. Oh, there's a tree there and a bush there, just that kind of thing, just noticing, taking that all in. And then at the very end, sending yourself some compassion, some ease. And then if you like the writing, then feel free to write about your experiences. And then we'll discuss those next Monday. All right.